Hello. On this video I will host a tribute to one of progressive rock's greatest talents. I am talking about Tony Banks, keyboardist of Genesis. Okay, he is no Keith Emerson or Rick Wakeman, but Tony had his own style. Tony Banks used a wide variety of keyboards in the 70s, including the Hammond organ, the ARP Pro Soloist synthesizer, and my favorite, the mighty Mellotron. The Mellotron. Banks did not use it as much as the legendary Rick Wakeman, but he did manage to create very eerie chords from it. Listen to Silent Sorrow from Empty Boats from The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and tell me this fucking song didn't send a chill up your spine. Tony Banks also created some eerie Mellotron choirs on Entangled from A Trick of the Tail. Brilliant. This is one man though, who did not shy away from newer technology. He replaced his Mellotron in 1980 for a Roland vocoder, a Roland string synthesizer, the Polymoog, and an ARP 2600, and a lot of other synthesizers of advanced technology during the 80s and 90s. Now he uses a Roland A90, a Korg wave station synthesizer only used as a controller, though. And last but not least, the mighty Korg Oasis. I do not think anybody should forget Tony Banks created sounds for 80s pop music. Listen to tracks from Genesis' self-titled album, Invisible Touch and We Can't Dance, and then tell me Tony Banks did not create the best keyboard music of all time. I think people should listen to all of his solo outputs. I am totally surprised that his solo work is so overlooked. Listen to Strictly Inc. Strictly Inc. was Tony Banks' best album outside of Genesis. Next to A Curious Feeling, his first album, as a solo artist, Tony Banks' music and keyboard work are hailed as some of the best ever. It reaches into your mind and grabs you by the boo-boo. People often refer to Phil Collins as if he were Genesis. Sorry folks, he is not. Original Genesis frontman Peter Gabriel was referred to as being Genesis himself in the early 70s. The press was dead wrong about that, also. If there was one man who is the heart and soul of Genesis, it is Tony Banks. Maybe Mike Rutherford also? Tony Banks. Man of spells. I hereby declare you prog rock's greatest warrior. If you do not like it, then go fuck yourself. I am only kidding. I would never ever tell Tony Banks to go do that. And I apologize for my rude and dirty language. I would tell Britney Spears to go fuck herself, though. Oops. I did it again. Get it? My time is out. I will be back next time for another subject. So good night, do not let the bed bugs bite. And as Dan Seckler would say, clickety-click.